Hi, welcome back to ODE. My name is Paulo and today we are going to see a very exciting unboxing. At least for me it is exciting. We have here a package that came from Appelboom. So thank you Joost, and he sent me a pen for review. This is a pen that is quite interesting right now because lots of people want to see that and want to see the reviews. So, my Victorinox knife, and let's open this. So, let's take the box out, throw the plastic away, and we have one of these nice Appelboom boxes. Those green boxes that I think all of us already know. And let's open it. So let's see. We have here the nice Stroopwafel that I really like it. So thank you Joost for sending me this. And he also sent me a special edition. Start writing today. This is a notebook storyboard, ink-friendly pocket notebooks. Appelboom special edition. So I'm quite interested in this. So this is also something that I will have to check, and I will show you then. And we have the protective stuff, and we have a box that is boxed as a gift, although this pen is alone, and I will send it back. And now, finally, I know you're all waiting and saying, why does he take so much time to make an unboxing? I think I take even longer when I am more excited with what I have inside. Let's rip this. And so, today we have here this thing. It has no ID on the outside, so you will not know what is here. Let me take the box away also. It's just a white box, but you can see here it comes from Newell Europe, and it is a parkerpen.com. So yes, you guessed it, this is the new Parker 51. So I'm quite interested in seeing what is inside. And we open this way, we take the box out, and we have a very nice sturdy box. Seems like cardboard, and it has a layer of black paper outside, and it has all the by appointment of Her Majesty the Queen and by appointment of His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales. And here it is. This is the new Parker 51. Beneath it brings one ink cartridge only. So nothing special about that. But now it is time to look at the pen. And I know this pen is quite interesting for many people, and I'm quite interested because I want to see if this is an attractive pen or not. And there is lots of discussion about it. So I will zoom in and I'll be right back. And so here we are with the pen. Let's put a little bit more light in this. We have the pen here and we have zoomed in. And in this unboxing video, I usually do the unboxing and do some comparisons, but I want to make not a review. I will make a full review of this pen, so don't worry. But I want to show my first impressions about it. So we have here one of the most expensive versions of this pen, but it is nice because I have the comparison to do with this. So first, this is the black. Let me check if it has some special name. It's only called Parker 51 Deluxe Black Gold Trim. And this gold trim is the version with the gold nib. So this pen is quite more expensive. The regular one with steel nib costs around 90 euros and this costs 260. So because of the gold nib, it becomes much more expensive. So 260 euros. And it looks nice, and I think it looks a little better than I thought it would. It says here, it shows here on the cap band Parker and Friends in the other side, and it has the date code. It has the black barrel, and we unscrew it, and we have the pen with the nib there. And I know that this nib is not it's not the typical tubular nib that was found on the vintage Parker 51s, but it is a kind of a regular nib, although hooded. Then it has this screw fit cap, which is strange. It is a cartridge converter. There's no problem with me because the last variations of the Parker 51 were cartridge converter pens, so they were not successful, yes, but some people say we should return to the originals. I made a video about that, and the original filling system, I think they started by being for a short period kind of a button filler, then vacuumatic, then aromatic, and then cartridge. So I think cartridge pen makes all the sense because it is the natural evolution through Parker line and through Parker history. Which is the nib inside this pen. And let me just grab another pen because, oops, I hit the tripod, because I wonder if the nib in this pen, and that's my bet, will be the same nib we have on the Jotter. This is a new version of the Jotter, but the Jotter always had this kind of nib. And I'm not sure if it is not the same kind of nib. At least the feed seems to be the same and the angle of the nib also. So I think it is the same nib. The pen feels good in the hand. I think it's much more interesting than I thought it would be, really. I just think what is this gold band doing here? I think this makes no sense in every way through Parker evolution. I will just change the light here a little bit. Sorry, this video is being a little bit different than it usually is. But I think this unboxing deserved a better... I will not say that this video is good, not a better video, but more comprehensive and the first impressions also. So the nib is a fine nib there, and I think the pen is nice. So I was saying I don't know what this is for, because it really has no real function, otherwise than stopping the threads from overlapping the section. I don't see any other idea. They have a vintage, let me put the Jotter away, because that's not what we are talking about today. And I'll bring here the Parker 51 that belonged to my grandfather that I showed here lots of times. And this pen had a clutch ring because it actually had the function to close the pen. In this case, because it is a screw cap, it makes no sense. So I don't know what is there. What is it there for? I was saying that maybe the nib is the same as the Jotter. However, the Jotter nib is a steel nib. This one is a gold nib. But I think that the shape is the same. So, what do I think about them? Yes, it looks much better than in photos when they are kept. When they are unkept, I think the proportions are different. The section on the 51, on the original 51, is longer, but is this better? I'm not sure. This one is a little bit girthier, at least it feels like so. And I have to say that I like that it looks a little fatter, the new one. So I'm kind of getting some mixed feelings about it, because I think I was not prepared to like this pen, and I guess I will like it at least a little bit more than I thought I would. When we look at them here, we can see that the nib of this one is much bigger because it's not a tubular nib, and it's wider. And when we look at the underside, we can see there is some sheen there because of the purple ink that it has inside, which is very nice. This one is much bigger. It reminds me more of maybe the Parker 21. And now, I don't want to make this the review and the full comparison because I want to do several videos based on this pen, but I have to say that this looks better than I thought, as I told you. And about posting, this pen posts like this, and the original Parker 51 posts like this. So this seems to post deeper, but this one is not so secure, but it posts, and it is secure, but not the same kind of feeling as we get there. And we cannot see that much difference. I think I was thinking of lots of differences between these. Also, I thought that these little lines, these lines on the cap, would be different than they are, and they would look a little worse than they do. Actually, they look quite good. I have here a vintage one. This is a costume cap, which means it has these groups of 5 lines that converge on the top. This one has not. These lines go through all the pen, as you see. The clip is different. It is longer, and the part of the feathers is longer, and it has these metal jewel instead of that plastic jewel. But does it look bad? No, it doesn't. Now, there has been some discussion, and I have my part on that discussion, about the new Jinhao 85, and that the Jinhao 85 could be the new version of, could be the same pen. And here you have it. They are both here, side by side. Okay, first thing we can check that the kind of finish on the cap is not that interesting in this one. In the Jinhao, I think it's much more interesting in that one. The kind of shape on the top is somehow similar, although this has some breathing part all around. This one is like a unique piece. Maybe it's not, it's a screw, but we can see clearly a separation between the jewel and the rest of the ring of the cap. The feathers are different, and I think I like more the kind of feathers you can see here, but I like the way the feathers on the real Parker start higher. I like it more this way. Let me check the vintage. And the way that the clip is inserted reminds more of the older one, because in the Jinhao it comes down, starts down on the cap, and this one starts on the ring, and also this one starts on the ring. So again, I think I'm surprised in a way. Now, when we uncap them, they are both screw fit caps. I wonder, but I would say that the caps will not be interchangeable. No, it doesn't screw on the Jinhao. But the Jinhao has metal threads. The Parker doesn't have metal threads. The Parker has a shorter section, and I think the shorter section makes it a little nicer, in my opinion. And so the part of metal is not that big. I think that this ring is too wide, and I would say that we don't need it anyway. But maybe it makes sense for the designers. And this barrel is made of metal, and the barrel on the Parker 51 is made of plastic, and it makes the pen lighter, and I think that makes sense, really. When I hold all of them, the Jinhao is definitely the heavier, but between the new and the older one, I don't think there is much of a difference. Maybe because this part is metal. I think that converter will be lighter than the filling system on the regular Parker 51, but all these metal parts maybe will make it a little heavier. So they are different pens, and there are people that saying no, but it's not a real Parker 51. I would say, what is a real Parker 51? I don't think you can ever find a real Parker 51 besides finding a real Parker 51. There will be no replica that will fit the taste of everyone. I had a Parker 51 that I sold recently, which was the 2002 special edition. And that special edition, mine was the Vista Blue, was a very beautiful pen, and it was very nicely done. And they had that Empire State cap, which is a beautiful cap with silver, and it got quite oxidized. It was a pen that was really, really nice. But when it was released, I bought it at a sales price, at a special sale price, because it was not a success. And why it was not a success? Because people were expecting it to be a real Parker 51. But then again, I ask, what is a real Parker 51? Is there such a thing as a real Parker 51? The real Parker 51 is the older Parker 51, and even in those you have different variations. You have the Me version, you have the special that had the steel nib, and you have button filler, and you have the vacuumatic and the aromatic and the cartridge pen. So you have different things. What would I say is, if you are a collector of Parker, of vintage Parker, and if you love Parker 51, maybe you should not get this pen. If you are a new user, maybe this is much better than it looked in photos. However, I still say I would prefer that the cap was a push fit cap. I think it would make more sense to honor the history. I think that this cap band has not cap band, the band on the section has no real use. It's just there, and it's not beautiful, it's too wide, and I don't really know why is that there. But if you are a new user, maybe this pen will appeal more to you. And when you compare both, no, they are not the same pens. They have the same kind of design, the same kind of principles, but you can see this is a better pen. Now, this one writes very well. I don't know how this one writes. If this is a kind of a jotter nib, jotter nibs usually perform fine but not spectacular. So maybe this can be a good writer, but I have to test it yet to see if this is really a good writer. So this pen is much nicer than this one. But this pen costs less than 10 euros. This costs 260 euros. You can get still version that is cheaper, 90 euros. But is this really 250 euros better than this one? That is my doubt. But does it look nice? Yes, it does. Does it look better than I was expecting? Yes. I'm saying that some collectors of Parker have lots of prejudice against new variations, but I guess I was having some also. So I don't love the screw cap and I don't like at all that band. But I think this pen deserves a chance to be reviewed and to show what it is really worth. So, this was a very long unboxing video, but it was more than an unboxing video. I want to make further videos with this pen. I want to make a full review of it, and I want to make some comparisons, and I will show it against other pens, against the at least a Senator that I have that is very similar to a Parker, also against the Parker 21, the Parker 100, which is also a nice pen, and I want to show it next to maybe some other pens, Aurora 88, and maybe it makes sense to show this pen also against what I think that would be the best version for the Parker 51, which was a pen based on the Parker Sonnet, which I think it would be the right model for it. Okay, I told you I was going to show these in the future video, but I will, yes, I will show them on detail, but I just wanted to show them to you. I have here also a Parker 21, and when you look at Parker 21, this is a deluxe finish of the Parker 21, which is interesting, it's nice. I think the clip needs to be adjusted, but you can see here you have a very different nib, and I think it reminds more of this new nib. It is much wider. And I have also here the Aurora Duocard. Later I will show you other pens like the Aurora 88, but you can see here there is a band in this place, but this is a slip fit cap. This is a wide section, and then you have a more similar feed, but the nib is different. So the nib in this one is only half covered and that is fully hooded. So this is an interesting subject, I think. I will come back to that. Sorry for this long video, but I really wanted to have the chance to show this pen. I think many people are interested in see them. I will make further videos, as I told you. I will make even a pen comparison between this pen and the vintage Parker 51, and also this one versus this one, and so lots of videos to come based on this pen. And I only left for me to say thank you, Mr. Joost Appelboom, for sending me this pen for review, and thank you all for watching the video. So please, if you don't want to miss the video on the new Parker 51, don't forget to subscribe the channel, and I will be back soon. Bye.